Hi and welcome to part 2 of how to set up a marine nano tank. In this segment of the series we're going to be talking about water testing, and also I'll be adding some live coral sand. In episode 1 I added normal coral sand because due to subject to availability, when I picked all the original equipment up for the tank from Rhyl Aquaria, they didn't have any live coral sand in and they're waiting for a shipment. So today I've been able to pick up some API test kits to test the water, and also some live coral sand from Rhyl Aquaria. But before we go into showing you how to do the water testing and adding the live coral sand, I just want to show you something really quickly. You can call it a hitchhiker if you want. Basically it comes with the live coral rock, so if you like it, here it is. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little video of the crab. If anyone knows what it's called, can you please leave me a comment? It's already shed its shell once already in the tank, so I'm not too sure how big it gets. Just let me know if it's going to be a pest to the live rock or any corals that I'm going to be adding. So yeah, let's talk about the test kits that we picked up today from Rhyl Aquaria. Okay, so we've got the pH, nitrates, ammonia, and then nitrate. Okay, so the pH one, I took the contents out of the box to actually show you what comes in the box. So you got the solution, the test kit, the card to show you the readings against what colour the water is, and here's the manual as well. So for this one, you just put basically 5 ml. There you go, 5 ml, and then 5 drops of the solution, and then turn it just backwards and forwards a few times, and then leave it against there till it's, I think, for about a couple of minutes, and then it will give you a reading. For a marine tank, we want the readings between 8.0 to 8.3, and also it's got to be stable at that as well. Okay, so the nitrites, we also want that down to 0. The ammonia also 0, and the nitrates, we want it under 20 ppm. Even if the readings do say come back all good and they're exactly what we want, it could turn around and say yeah, it's fully cycled, but the thing is, we need to make sure it's stable for a period of time before we start adding anything live to the tank. So what I'm going to be doing, even if the results come back and everything's fine, I'm still going to monitor it then for a further week, and then to also take some water into my local fish shop so Gaz can have a look at it over at Rhyl Aquaria, and then we'll talk about adding some live stuff to the tank. Well, apart from what's come with the live rock, as you just seen in the video before. Okay, so this is the live coral sand. As you can see, the makers there. I'm sure there's quite a lot of different companies in the UK and America that you guys probably would recommend as well, but this come highly recommended from my local fish shop, so I'm going to be using this one so you can see everything that comes with it. I'm sure they all say all these things to get everyone really interested into it and stuff like that, but basically yeah, you need to add live sand. It just helps with the filtration and it helps keep down the nitrates and everything like that in the tank. So it's like free. It's not obviously a free product, but you just add it to your tank, and it's another filtration for it. So it is a must. So when I'm going to be adding this, I don't know if you can see up here, but there's sort of like a milky substance. I think it just helps it, keeps it all moist, and it gives it a longer shelf life, and everything keeps all the bacterial or live and stuff like that in there. But when I'm going to be adding it, I'm going to be putting it down because I don't want the whole tank to go completely cloudy, so I'm going to let it drain down a little bit to the bottom, and then I'll be either handballing it into the tank or using a small jug to try and get it around. And we want about 1.5 inches. Well, we don't want any more than 2 inches, say, of sand in the tank. Okay, so in the next bit we'll start going through the tests. The first one will be the pH, and then obviously we'll work down all the way down to the nitrates. And if some of the results come back they're not right, we'll just keep monitoring for a week, and then obviously next week we're going to be doing a water change, so we can address it in that episode. But for this episode it's mainly seeing what's happened in the last week regarding the tank, circling, the cycle of the tank, and see what's going on bacterial wise, and getting some good results back, so we know how to move forward. And obviously then it's adding the live coral sand. Okay, so I've just done the test for the pH, and it should be somewhere between 8.0 and 8.3, and by looking at the colour I reckon it's probably just under 8.0. so as it's a new tank, the pH is really important, obviously with this size tank or any saltwater tank. So I'll be having a chat to Gaz, Rhyl Aquaria, to see if we can do anything maybe to help buffer the pH. I mean, it's not massively out. It might just be my eyes, I don't know, but I don't know. It's round about 7.9, I think. It's definitely darker than 7.8, but it's a bit lighter than 8.0. Okay, so the next one will be the nitrites. Okay, so I've just done the nitrite test. Basically you add 5 drops of solution into the test tube, shake it for 5 seconds, and then leave for a further 5 minutes to give you proper reading. So as you can see, it's showing, put it next to the blue one, 0 ppm, which is a great result. So that means that the water has gone probably up to 5.0 ppm or even higher, and then the bacterial cycle has now kicked in, so everything's working as it should be, and it's dropped all the way back down to 0 again. So that is a really, really good result. Okay, so the next one will be the ammonia, and then we will do the nitrates. You need to follow all the instructions to a T. Like when you add 10 drops of solution 1, which is bottle 1, then you need to shake bottle 2 for 30 seconds and add another 10, and then shake the test tube for a minute, and then leave for a further 5 minutes to get your results. Okay, so the nitrate should be between 0 and 20, I think it's 20 ppm. So just bring this forward, just sort out. It is dark in this room. Oh, hang on, sorry. Should be able to see that now. So with the putting it through the light, it is hard to see, but it's a lot lighter than what it looks like. It's below 20 anyway. It's definitely not red. See, the 40 is red, 80 is dark red, and then 160 is like maroon. But what I'm seeing off camera is something below 20, so that's okay. Obviously that's going to get should reduce as well over time, so just make sure I keep down on waste matter and anything that's basically, it might be a bit high because it might have some of the live rock actually dying off or anything like that in the cycling process, so that's decomposing or whatever you want to call it, and yeah, it's just a tiny bit high, but it's nothing to worry about at the moment, and it will get lower once the tank cycles a bit more and the bacteria gets a lot stronger within the actual setup itself. Okay, so the next one's going to be ammonia. Basically ammonia is caused by waste from the fish, you know, like their wee and even stuff, the water getting filtrated through their gills can cause it, obviously with their poo, uneaten food and decaying organic matter in the tank. When the aquarium is, you know, it's well established, there's a natural mechanism inside the filtration system that helps keep the ammonia down, but we can also help this by, you know, removing decaying matter, dead fish, and, you know, uneaten food as well really helps. So as you can see by the result, it's reading 0, which is another great result. So it needs to be, ammonia needs to be 0 ppm. So that's really good. So the next, well, what I want to talk about really is the reason why I've shown you these all the tests all individual is because I want to get the point across of how important it is to make sure your water parameters are spot on and they remain stable for a long period of time before you start adding anything live to the tank. Obviously, if you're having live rock, you're going to get hitchhikers like you've seen earlier in the video. But you know, if they're well off and they're all over the place, and I'm talking about the results here, don't be adding it to the tank. No corals or fish. They're probably just going to die, and it's unfair on them, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. So I'm going to be testing my water now for a further week, making sure they stay stable. I need to speak to Gaz from Rhyl Aquaria, see if I can maybe buffer the pH a tiny bit. It's not massively off, but obviously pH is really important as well as the other parameters, and the nitrate levels will keep dropping as well. I really think it's down to a bit of decaying matter, that being some of the live rock probably might have died down a bit, obviously, but I don't know, we'll see what it's like in a few days. So the next bit I'm just going to show you what the tank looks like with a week's worth of growth and, you know, other stuff like that, and then I'm just going to be adding some live coral sand, which I need to take out some of the live rock. Okay, so I've just cut the top off the live coral sand bag. Just quickly looking inside, you can see how mucky the water is. It's like a milky type colour. So I've used a jug to get some out of the bag, and then I'll be handballing the sand from the jug into the tank. Don't worry if the water turns really cloudy. It's going to happen because of everything. You know, it's a live coral sand. Big tip as well: do not rinse the sand. You want to keep everything that's live in there, all the bacteria and stuff. Okay, so just recapping over what we've been speaking about. Patience is the key. Okay, do everything right, do everything slowly. Make sure your water parameters are stable for a sustained amount of time. You want it stable for as long as possible before you even think of adding anything live to the tank. With marines, if something goes wrong, it's quite costly. So, you know, be ready when you set up a marine tank to wait from anything from, I don't know, 2 weeks to a month, basically. A lot of people do add stuff a lot quicker, but as I'm a beginner, I'm taking as long as possible before I add anything live to tank. Obviously, there's stuff that hitchhiked on the live rock that's now in the tank, like the crabs and, you know, other critters all swimming about in the tank. So I really hope this video helps some of you out. And if you like the video, could you do me a massive favour and give it a like? It just shows me, gives me some feedback basically, lets me know that my video has good content and it inspires me to make more videos for you. So next week there'll be another video on the marine nano tank, and it will be basically all about the water changes and how to mix the salt and, you know, using RO water. So until then, take it easy and thanks for watching.